Thank you for joining via Facebook Live. Thank you for joining in Sanctuary. Listen, we've been having a wonderful time. We started the year off talking about, and we're going to continue walking in it, the year of moving into expectation. We've been talking about knowing God by experience, knowing God by experience. Last week we left off talking about a relationship. We just had a testimony to this degree tonight. A relationship is not just a name. It is whenever God reveals his nature in a way, in a new way, there's always a purpose attached to it. There's always a purpose attached to it. We know God by his nature because he reveals his nature to us in new ways we've not experienced him before. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I know you know him, but now you're growing to know him in different ways. You're growing now to mature in ways that gives you now to grow in him, and he's giving you now to know him in certain ways and for certain names, because he is doing not only marvelous things and magnificent things in our lives, but he's doing things to give us to know him in greater ways. Um, for instance, if you've not come to know him as a comforter in sorrow, you can't come to know him in that way unless you've experienced grief, or unless you've experienced a time of sadness. So you don't know him like that if you've not had that experience. So as we grow, we begin to know him in different ways. He begins to reveal himself in ways to us now that give us to grow in him. So we're going to talk tonight about his nature. We've been talking from John the 17th, the gospel according to John, the 17th chapter, verse number 3 is what we've been basing our text from. And let us just go there tonight. The gospel according to John, I should have been there. The 17th chapter, verse number 3 says, "And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom thou hast sent." Knowing him for yourself, y'all, it's a whole different thing. As we've been saying, we're going to talk tonight about God works according to his nature. God works according to his nature. We're going to reference First John. Write that down. First John, chapter number 4, verse 7 and 8. Let me read it into your hearing. It says, "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God." Get that. Hang on to that now. "And everyone that loveth is born of God, and knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not, for God is love." Watch this now. It is out of our love relationship, out of our love relationship with God, that we are able to trust him. Watch this, like we've never trusted him before. That we're able to trust him to walk us through situations, to carry us around circumstances, to be able to give us to calm down in this situation, because when he's talking to me, I trust him. I've got to stop because I know he's going to help me where I am right now. I hear that trusted voice. I know that he has a solution for where I am right now. Watch this, y'all. Regardless of how it turns out, I know that whatever he tells me is still going to be for the best. Come a little closer. Because a lot of times we don't want to hear it. Because what I see, I begin to formulate an opinion about how I can do it myself. See, I inject self into that because I think, because I'm in the physical earth realm and I see these things happening physical, then I'm the answer. Back up just for a minute. The solution that you need is not physical, it's spiritual. Because he's not speaking about physical things. He's speaking about spiritual things. So you can't take that now and get a spiritual download and turn it into a physical. No. When you and I trust him and love him and know him, watch this, y'all, for his nature. And his nature is love. I'm fixing to throw a pivot on some of you tonight. God created you for a love relationship with him. Watch this, y'all. He yearns for you to love him and to respond to his immeasurable love for you. You see, when there is an act of love shown, that should be a response. It's no different in the earth realm. When people do things for us and they don't have to, it is incumbent upon us to say thank you. Thank you for doing it, because you didn't have to do it. But watch this. He died so he could do it. So watch this now. He is not only authorized, but he's committed. He's committed to love you through your mess. He's committed to love you when you're down and you're out and won't nobody else answer your phone call. Your BFFs and checked out on you. He's committed to show you immeasurable love even then, when everybody else has gotten to that place of formulating opinions and looking down their nose. And, I thought we was rolling like two flat tires, but I come to find out some things. But here it is. God's nature is perfect. His nature is perfect, holy, and totally love. It is perfect, holy, and totally love. He will never relate to you in any other way. Watch this. Although you may not understand it, he will never relate to you any other way than his love. And sometimes when he shows it to us, it's in his action and we don't think he loves us. The devil is a lie. But he loves you so much till he held you so you wouldn't jump. He loved you so much until he gave you to run over attack in the road to stop you, because you were finna about to go give him a piece of your mind. You were finna go, when you left home, your whole reaction was, I'm finna go up here and show out. But he loves you so much till he knew, watch this, where you were in your haste to do the wrong thing. There will be times, hear me today, when you don't comprehend why, watch this, he allows certain things to occur. And that is to be expected. Sometimes we question the love of God because we look at the physical things that's happening in the earth realm. And so it was unexpected. This one caught me. And then we start to question and ask, well, Lord, is this of you? Lord, did you do this? Watch me. He is an infinite God. So he's all-knowing. While we are limited even in our thoughts, sometimes what he has kept us out of is far beyond what we can imagine. We couldn't even think of what it was and how it was that this happened to get me out of this mess. You know how y'all say sometimes, boy, I don't know how this happened, but boy, I tell you, wow. The old adage is, I wouldn't have believed this if somebody told me. That ain't make sense to me yet, but anyway, but when we get to that place, because there is a constant a viewing of his love for us and how he loves us, but we categorize it and measure it up to the love we have for other people. But you can't do that, because his love is pure, it's holy, and it's perfect. You said so there is nothing else that can measure in the earth. So when you look at it, then you should always understand that what you're trying to measure it up against, this doesn't fit no matter how you threw it. It doesn't work. He sees watch this, the eternal revelation of everything that's happening. He sees the ramifications of what's going to happen before it happens. So we've got to understand he loves us so much till he'll put a roadblock in the way. That's not being denied. Watch this. We think sometimes when God gives us no, that's denial. No. He's just keeping us, watch this, from getting into that place right now. He stops some things that we're trying to be hard-headed about, be disobedient about. But we don't, watch this, y'all. But we don't look at it this way. There are many things God does that we will never understand this side of heaven. We just won't do it. But God does invite us to come to know his nature. His nature is love, the essence of who he is. Watch this, y'all, what he is like. When you become to know how loving your God is, when you become, watch this, when you come to know how intimate he is, how he feels about you, And then you're able to, now watch this, not even comprehend, but to just know that he loves me in spite of. Watch this, y'all. Sometimes I can't love myself with some stuff I got going on. But wait a minute. But he loves me. In spite of all of the stuff. And if you're like me, I'm harder on myself than anybody will ever be. So when we begin to look at the things about ourselves that we don't love, can I tell you something? Come a little closer. He loves you in it and through it. He loves you for, watch this. He created you, right? We picked up some baggage along the way. We picked up some stuff. You hadn't changed. You just got to drop off some baggage. You got to get rid of some habits. You got to get rid of some hitch-ups, some hang-ups. You just got to get rid of some stuff. Well, watch this. He loved you so much till he see through all of that. He know, watch this, what he called you to be. So he sees you as who he called you to be. Not for the baggage you have right now. Not for the stuff you're in right now. Not for the mess you're in right now. No. So to know that is to have the assurance that if I keep on, watch this, pressing toward the mark of the high call, I'm going to keep on moving forward. He going to love me through this. He going to pull me through this because he is love. He is love. If I can't take anything else to the bank, I can take that to the bank. He loves me. You see, God does not, watch this, God does invite us to come to know his nature. He invites us to get to know him through his word, through prayer, because he, watch this, is the essence of who he is and what he is like. So to get to know him for yourself is to know, watch this, things about him that nobody told you. So you know how we get, especially with our close people. You know, we close to some people than others. And boy, don't you put your mouth on some people. But because you finna stand up now and you're gonna grab that old Peter spirit and you ready to go to fight. Well, because you can't be talking about my brother, my mama, my dad. But watch this. When we have that attitude about the love of Christ, then watch this. We don't have to have think about the Peter text now. I'm gonna throw it out and catch it another day. But we have watch this, not only the want, we not only have the responsibility, watch this, to step up. I didn't say defend. The truth don't have to be defended. The truth just has to be spoken. It doesn't have to be defended. You don't have to argue about it. You don't have to fight about it. You don't have to do any of that. But you do have to, watch this, present it. You do have to present it. It's incumbent upon you to present it. I know you're in the crowd of folk and everybody else, but you know him like this. I'm not afraid to tell him, yeah, he delivered me from cancer. He delivered me from this. Yeah, I used to be this. I used to be that. Yeah, he did it. Yeah, why? Because I know him like that. I'm not telling you what somebody told me. I'm telling you what I know for myself. As you think about knowing and doing God's will, you must first, watch this, y'all. This is deep. As you think about knowing and doing God's will, you must first come to know God for yourself, who he is. See, it's hard for me to tell somebody about somebody I don't know. That's real hard. It can be convincing, but it's hard. It's heavy to tell you about somebody that I've not experienced. To tell you about somebody that I don't have a relationship with. I'm trying to convince you about her because I know her like that, but you don't know her like that. But then you only basing that on what I'm telling you. So now you've got to look at my character and everything about me and to make a decision about her. No. When you know him for yourself, you can tell everybody. Look, this is what he done for me. This is who he is in my life. We're going to look at, watch this, some aspects of God's nature that disposes him to act in a certain way. See, God's character won't allow him to act in a way other than love. His character won't do it. You'll never see him get out of character. He can't get out of character. Why? How can love get out of love? No. He won't get out of character because that's who he is. You see, the first characteristics of, watch this, is in the text, of God's nature is he is love, right? His, watch this, will is always best. 1 John 4:16, write it down. 1 John 4:16. It says, and we know, and we have known, and believe the love that God hath to us. God is love, and he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him. Watch this now. Watch the text. This does not say that God loves, though he does love perfectly and unconditionally. Scripture says that God's essential essence and nature is love. He can't become something he already is. So he is love. He is that. He doesn't have to become it. He doesn't have to add anything to it. God will never, watch this, act contrary to his nature. So for you, you should know as a believer that you're always loved. No matter them low days, when you can't get encouragement from anywhere else, just know you're loved. Them days that you have when you thinking like me, just don't nobody on the whole earth understand. With 8 billion people on the earth, don't nobody understand. Just remember, there's one that understands, because he is love. You will never experience God's expressing his will except in the demonstration of a perfect love. Even in his obedience, his rod of correction for us and to us, even with some closed doors. What we don't understand about closed doors is if he closes one, you can rest assured there's another one that's been opened for you. But then he loves you so much till he won't even let you go around you. He'll close the door and not allow you to go to the door. And then oftentimes we'll get upset with him because we want it so much until we don't understand that this is not a hindrance, this is a help. But I'm looking at it in the physical. And that's the reason that I'll stand there and knock on it. And I'll kick on it and I'll do all of those things because I'm still trying to get it because my physical appetite has picked up. You know, I can taste this one. I can feel it. And this one right, he got my name on it. You know, all of that. And he's saying, no. It doesn't have your name on it. It doesn't. This is not going to be good for you. God's kind of love always seeks his best for each person. For each person. For each person. So my situation and your situation, they're all different. But there's one reaction from God in all of them. Love. That's one reaction. It does not matter if it's my high day and your low day, or your high day and my low day. It's his reaction in both of those days is love. It's always from a place of love. It will never, ever come from any other place. Now, let me parenthetically pause and tell you, when you hear that voice talking about he don't love you, tell the devil he'll lie. Just go open your mouth, just like I just said, and tell the devil he'll lie. Because God is love. That is the essence of who he is. So that's one truth that you can unequivocally hold on to and know that is fact. So when all of this stuff begins to, when those spirits begin to creep and move and speak and want you to get off your direction, do all those things, when you see them spiritually, speak to them and tell them, you are a liar. This is not who he is. I'm not finna take my life. You a lie. I'm not finna take these drugs. You a lie. The devil is a liar. Why? Because if don't nobody love me, God loves me. That's his character. That's who he is. And you can't convince me otherwise, enemy. You can't convince me otherwise. And oftentimes, remember this now. The enemy is not so much, y'all get this. It's not so much about where you are. It's about where you've not gotten yet. It's about your potential. So watch this now. You know, there are commercials on TV. And there was one, Coke had one a few years ago. It was at a ski resort. The bear, they had the one with the white polar bear in the Coke bottle. He pushed the baby cub was making a small snowball, and the Coke was sitting between them, and he was forming a little snowball. The baby cub was, and he mistakenly let it go, and it began to roll down a hill. It was this big when it left the cub's hand, but when it hit the Coke bottle down there, it was too large. And the essence of the commercial was Coke is the only thing that can satisfy you. Okay. But it got to the point where it began to build momentum. It's not about where you are now. The enemy sees how big you're going to be if you keep walking, keep moving in the potential that's inside of you. That's what he wants. He's not so much worried about your right now. Because if you think you're doing it now, he knows already what you have the potential to become. So if I can stop this now, watch this now, I've got a chance right now. But if you keep growing and maturing in the Lord, I think I got hell on my hands now. I'm sure enough going to have it as you keep growing and you keep maturing. I get to that place. But then the other threat, the bigger threat is now I'm able now to speak into those people that are assigned to me, my family, my children around me, and begin to build them. Begin to grow them, begin to raise them up. And when I do that, I've just now created another problem for him. So if I can get you, if I can take Miles out, I can take out 2 generations. So it's not so much about where you are. It's about where you've not gotten yet. It's not about your right now, it's about your not yet. See, your right now is a threat to him. But you're not yet. You're not yet. It's more than a threat to him. You're not yet becomes a real problem. If you're a problem now, we even label that with children. And I hate when children do that. I hate when parents and people, adults do that. Well, he bad now, just wait till he grow up. No. Excuse my ebonics. No. That's a lie. No. So with that, however, watch this. God always loves us, and he seeks to the best for each person. If we reject, watch this, y'all. When I penned this today, I had to just kind of sit down. If we reject his best, he will discipline us. Let me go. He is giving us, guiding us, navigating us on the best possible course for our lives. You're not going to find a better one. There's no one that can tell you any better than him. When we reject that, we've just rejected the best for us. You've just rejected his best. So watch this now. So if you've just rejected his best, you okay with second fiddle? You okay with living below, watch this, below your full potential? You okay with just surviving? It doesn't have to be. When you know him for who he is, and he is love, and he loves me, and he has given me the best possible, watch this, options for my life, that's out of love because he wants the best for me. But if I reject that, I've just given myself now, watch this, to watch this, to try to navigate through life now on my own. I've just done that. You see, however the discipline will come from, it has to come from our Heavenly Father who loves us and who will do whatever is necessary to bring you, to bring me, to bring us to a place in our lives where he can receive, where we can receive what he wants to give us. I'm going to hang out here for just a minute. Leave live. I don't care how long you knock on that door. If that's not his will for your life, you may go get your hammer, pry bar, kick it open, drive a car through it. but he's not going to open it. The only problem with that is that what you don't know is this. He already knows what's on the other side. Watch this now. He knows, watch this, what's best for you. And you say, well, Lord, but I got to have it. I need it. Well, there's going to be discipline for that. There has to be. So you can go ahead and kick it in, drive your car through, bulldoze it down, all but to get in and understand and find out, man, I shouldn't have done this one. Man, I should not have done this one. And he's simply saying, if I was just trying to give you the best possible option, and that wasn't it. That was not it. That's why I kept it. That's why I was double bolted. That's why I had a deadlock and a pastor's lock on it. Facebook family and friends, thank you for joining live with us. Our prayer is that you'll meet us same time, same place next week as we talk about moving into manifestation 2025, experiencing God by knowing Him. God bless you. God keep you.